everyone, this is Paul Casey, the Kenpo Karate Hall of Fame educational video series. We talk about Kenpo principles, concepts. Sometimes we talk about basics. Sometimes we talk about techniques or forms, the katas of American Kenpo as created by founding Grandmaster Edmund K. Parker. And I'm really excited now because I'm introducing the 2022 Kenpo Karate Hall of Fame Awards nominees. This is an exciting event where we bring in and recognize people that have made major contributions to the Kenpo system. The Kenpo Karate Hall of Fame represents about a dozen different systems, styles, and disciplines. People that excelled in either competition, instructional, videos, books, and whatnot, or great ambassadors for the martial arts. I actually call it now the martial science because that is what Mr. Parker created here. He wanted us to be thinking martial artists and thus the analysis of the science of martial arts. Today, we have really an exciting individual. This gentleman is all the way from Chile. He represents the American Kenpo Federation. He is a 7th degree black belt, a senior professor. His name is Jose Morales. Would you please welcome to the show, Professor Morales? Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm very happy to be with you. And of course, a greeting to all our Kenpo family out there. I'm very proud to be in front of all of them, speaking a little bit about my experience and my journey in the art of American Kenpo.
Well, I'm excited to know more about it because your association with the American Kenpo Federation relates to Master Brian Duffy, who's out in Texas. But you've also had other instructors throughout your life and career and your martial arts journey. So why don't we start with that? Let's tell the viewers, how did you begin in your martial arts journey?
Well, as you said, I'm from Chile. And here in Chile, the name Kenpo is very popular. My father was a brown belt under Mr. Arturo Petit, the father of South American Kenpo, 7th degree black belt under Mr. Duffy. Under Mr. Parker. I started my Kenpo journey back in 1978 when I was 8 years old. I received the 3rd degree black belt from Mr. Petit in 1997. When I was 16 years old, I joined the Chilean Marine Corps. So my military career, that spanned for 34 years, and my martial art journey are running together. I was part of the staff of Mr. Petit as instructor in the headquarters of Kenpo Karate in Chile, South America. And I had a very close relation with him until he sadly passed away in the year 2000.
Did you ever train in any other styles of martial arts, or was it always Kenpo?
No. In the Chilean Marine Corps, they teach 2 main martial arts disciplines, Judo and Taekwondo. I was very lucky because my Judo sensei is the top Chilean Judo guy, Mr. Rigoberto Saez. And my Taekwondo instructor is also sadly deceased master, Mr. Namso Sho, very prominent Taekwondo teacher. So because of my previous experience in martial art, I came into Taekwondo very easy. I hold a black belt in Tang Soo Do. I did Tang Soo Do for a time. And I have some experience in many different systems of martial arts. I strongly believe in the cross training. So you need to learn knowledge and tricks. You know what I'm trying to say? Not only the knowledge of an art in a deep way, but you need a kind of code of everything out there. But my main style, of course, is Kenpo. I hold, I just said, a 7th degree black under Mr. Duffy. And well, I think this is my main style and system.
Obviously, you mentioned who you started with, but let's see if there's anybody else in there that gave you influence. And let's just look at that. So tell me more about the teachers and the instructors. And a teacher could be also somebody in life, could be a life coach, somebody that gave you guidance as a young man coming up, so you had the right mindset. And then the person that worked with you on the mat. So maybe you can tell me some memorable moments that you had with these people.
Well, some people know, but I will explain this thing. Mr. Petit introduced the art of Kenpo, but he actually took a blend between karate do, with some influences of Kenpo. He used the base of his previous knowledge and training in karate to introduce martial arts in Chile. So the transition to the karate system to the real Kenpo system was a slow process. One of the main persons in that job was my instructor, Mr. Jose Garay. He was the top student of Mr. Petit, and I was his student for about 17 years. So I recognize with a deep gratitude the work that Mr. Garay did with me and with my peers. I was part of a generation of people who is now carrying the torch of Kenpo in Chile. So all my gratitude, my acknowledgement to Mr. Garay. Obviously, my current master is my biggest influence.
And how's that, sir?
Mr. Duffy.
Okay.
Mr. Duffy is not only my Kenpo teacher, instructor, master, whatever you want to call it. For me, it's more than that. It's my Sifu. Sifu means father, not grandmaster, not professor. No, Sifu is a way in Chinese to say that. I see Mr. Duffy like my inspiration, like my main support, not only in the martial art, but in my personal life. I always said he's not my friend, he's my master. With the meaning of the word master, I see him as my inspiration, as I said, and as a friend close to a father. Maybe not like a father because I'm lucky. My father is still alive. He is also a Kenpo man. But Mr. Duffy is my reference.
What is the best lesson Mr. Duffy has instilled or shared with you?
Many.
Well, pick one. Give me one. Give me one, sir. A lesson that you can instantly refer to that Mr. Duffy shared with you and taught you.
Well, Mr. Duffy always said that the sophistication of Kenpo doesn't work if you are not able to stand properly and hit hard. He used different words, but this is basically the meaning of the message. Kenpo is based on basics, not in fancy, flashy movements. It's hard to find one or the most important lesson or anecdote, but I have many. And I will never forget the first one. When he came to Chile the first time, I invite him to have lunch in a restaurant, and I start eating before him. So he said, Jose, this is your first lesson. Always the senior start eating first. And I never forget that moment because it's a basic military education rule, you know. But I was so excited, so happy, and so full of emotion that I forgot that, you say. So I always remember, not because of the embarrassment that I felt, but the way he told me that. The so polite and so educated and so paternalistic is the word, like a father, paternalistic way that he said. Mr. Duffy is the master that I was always waiting for. So I'm very happy with him. I hope that he He's happy with us because our group in Chile is doing hard work in order to, gain prestige and do everything correct. And my people, my group of people, my close knit of people is very happy with our relation with the federation and with the Kenpo community out there, because we are part of something that is respected, and that is good, because we are all people going in the same direction. As Mr. Petit said, we are all links of the same chain. The Kenpo community is so fantastic. It's a real brotherhood. The Kenpo people here, there, and everywhere. This is fantastic.
Did you ever get a chance to train with any other instructors in Kenpo?
A lot of.
Well, would you pick a few of the ones that you may?
I've been very lucky. I've been very lucky because in the year 2006 and 2007, I was part of an exchange program between the Chilean Marine Corps and the U.S. Marine Corps. So I moved to North Carolina, Camp Lejeune with my family, and I was living in the United States for 2 years. So that gave me the opportunity to travel to many seminars, classes, and activities. So I met a lot of seniors and peers and Kenpo people from different lines, organizations, lineage. And because of my relationship with Mr. Duffy, I been also able to meet a lot of seniors, like, well, first of all, the Golden Dragon, Mr. Konatzer, my Kenpo uncle. He's not my father, but he's my uncle. Mr. Wedlake, Mr. Bob White. I was present in the promotion or elevation to 10-degree black belt of Sigon Steve Labonte, rest in peace. So I've been very lucky.
You have,
why
sir.
I use why I use that word lucky, because a person like me in this part of the globe see all the Kenpo senior, watch all of them, know the names, saw them in a magazine or in a video or whatever, and to have the opportunity to share time with people like Larry Tatum, like Joe Polanco, like the late Seabuck, Tom Kelly, it's like a dream, Some people here in Chile love football, soccer, and they have idols in the sport, like Maradona, Cristiano Ronaldo, whatever. In our world, the idols are the seniors of the art. To be in front of a gentleman like Mr. Bob White is an incredible experience, because you see a person wealthy of knowledge, of human values, and humble. So this is an inspiration. If they are the big names and treat all the people good, and they are kind and nice, we have to do the same, because we are going, as I said, in the same direction.
Did you ever meet Ed Parker?
I saw Mr. Parker there was an orange belt in Santiago de Chile, the city where I.
When you say you saw, you mean you saw a video of him, or you actually met him?
No. Mr. Parker was in Chile 3 times. 1968, before I was born. 1978, I was training, but I was a kid, 8 years old. But I was 11 when Mr. Parker came to Chile with Mr. Trejo. And they did a huge exhibition in Santiago. So I saw Mr. Parker because, I was one of the thousands of people, children, adults, whatever, observing the exhibition. But I remember when I saw the, figure of Mr. Parker with the black uniform and the white was the word for big hair, Sean.
Yeah, he has white hair. Yes.
Yeah, white hair, just kind of silver hair. And I saw Mr. Parker. Obviously, I never imagined that I will get a black belt or I will become a instructor, professor. But I remember the situation because I remember the whole day from the morning to the night. So my dad said, we will go to a stadium because Mr. Ed Parker and other masters from different parts of the globe
Right.
came to Chile, and I saw Mr. Parker. Sadly, I never had the opportunity to train with him, but as Mr. Duffy always said, Mr. Parker never named a successor, never. However, he left many. Every time that you see a senior of Kenpo, you have a part of the Ed Parker knowledge. You see, so you learn something from Mr. Parker through that senior, that instructor or master. So obviously, nowadays we have a lot of information about him, but sadly, he's not longer with us.
Yeah. How much time did you spend with Frank Trejo?
I met Mr. Trejo in 1999 when he came to Chile, invited by Mr. Petit. I was, as I said, close to Mr. Petit with some knowledge of English. So he said, you will be a sponsor of Mr. Trejo, so you have to go to the hotel and do stuff with him in the city. So we had the opportunity to have some conversations. When I moved with my family to the United States, I had the phone number. So I called Mr. Trejo and said, hey, Mr. Trejo, my name is Jose. I'm from Chile. Ah, you're the guy in the Marine Corps. You know, he was very friendly. So I called him a lot of times, and I saw him in many seminars, basically the Joe Palanzos seminars in Maryland area. And my last communication with him was when he was, you know, with a diabetes problem through the telephone. So we had a kind of friendship. I cannot say he was my friend, but he knew me very well. And in one of the events, I was talking to him, you know, trying to explain my ideas and my plans. And he said, you should look for Brian Duffy or Dennis Konatzer. Try to take contact with them. They can help you. So I called Mr. Duffy, and after a process of a couple of years, he accepted me as a personal student.
Nice.
Not easy. No, it was not easy.
No.
For 2 years, you know, process, conversations and stuff. So he put me his rules, and that's why I travel almost every year to train with him. It's not just a internet relation student teacher. We need to
let's go to the impact and influences from these teachers and your collective body of experience with the military. So you've now been training in American Kenpo, Tang Soo Do, Taekwondo, and Judo. So you have a lot of different courses on your plate. If we were to look at this as a buffet, you have a lot there, but essentially all collectively under the Kenpo Law of the Fist. Tell us how that impacts you and how you utilize that in your military experience.
Well, the Chilean Marine Corps, as the Marine Corps of the different countries everywhere, is an elite force. You know, the level of training is very high. It's a small Marine Corps, but with a very exigent professionalism. We have also a martial art program. I was the chief of the Chilean Marine Corps martial art program for 3 years.
Congratulations.
So you can see here in my office a lot of awards and stuff from the military.
What did you bring to the military then? Let's get specific on a few things there, Jose. Tell me, what exactly did you create or implement in your Marine training? Because you're the head of that program.
Yes.
So share that with our listeners.
there are many military systems around, like Krav Maga, Combato, Defendo. The Chilean Marine Corps has his own system. What I implement, I create all the weapons system of our system again. I did a part with that. I introduced many theoric information from Kenpo. They know about the third point of view. They know about primitive, mechanical, and spontaneous. I use a lot of that. In that, information is now part of the Chilean Marine Corps arsenal. In the year 2011, I took Mr. Duffy to teach a seminar for the Chilean Marines because they don't do Kenpo. They just do close water combat, and all the knowledge complement the techniques that we can perform in a real combat situation.
Okay, and you've, how long is this system that you're in charge of? How long has this been implemented? I mean, how many, has it been something recent? Has it been years?
No, it's very old. It started in 1962.
Yeah, but you're part of it as the, or you're now the head of that program. How long have you been teaching that?
Well, I took the course in the year 1992 when I was a first degree black belt in Kenpo. Then, after my experience in the United States, with all the knowledge of the Marine Corps martial art program that I got there, I was selected as the chief instructor. I was 3 years in that position. And again, trying to complement better my answer, I put many ideas of formal martial arts system into a military system. When you train a soldier or a Marine, you are not making a martial artist. You're making a fighter that have everything special: the helmet, the weapon, the boots, the gloves, everything. No rules, no legal implications. They just have to go fight and defeat an opponent, an enemy, not opponent, enemy. That's what I did. I introduced the most of Kenpo, the better explanation of the movements, and the most of the theory that we handle in our art. And it was officially, introduced. Maybe they don't know it's Kenpo, but they have the idea.
I see. Let's go to a final question for you. Your experience, your knowledge, your teachers is just very impressive. And especially your whole demeanor, the confidence there, which alludes from your speech. What is your vision, sir, for Kenpo in the future for Chile?
From this part of the planet, we see how Kenpo is growing everywhere. Instances like this that connect people from different places permit to improve not only the knowledge, but the values of the art. So I'm very optimistic. I think Kenpo is growing, not only in number, but in quality all around the world. In Chile, well, Chile is a very important country in Kenpo history. It's been said that the International Kenpo Karate Association was not really international until Kenpo came to Chile.
Yes.
And from Chile, we spread the art to all South America: Argentina, Bolivia, Ecuador, Venezuela. You know what Kenpo is in Venezuela. So if we have to do a list, United States, Chile, Ireland, and Venezuela. So the role of the new generation Kenpo leaders is to follow that work. Kenpo has also a thing to observe: language. Kenpo in English is one thing. Kenpo in Spanish is another thing. The the job or the work better, the work to translate the name of the technique, translate properly the principles and concepts, and keep that all together and still making sense is not easy. That's why it's so important to know some English in order to make your Kenpo better. So it's our job to do the translation for our communities. The main part of this, in my opinion, is the way that we contribute our community. Kenpo is good. There's nothing bad to say about the art into the community, for the young people, for kids, for adults, for senior people. So we are in a very exciting path following.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what, sir? I really look forward to seeing you in Las Vegas and spending some one-on-one time. I know Master Duffy will be there, as well as your other fellow inductees. And it is truly an honor. I know one thing, Kenpo loves Chile and Chile loves Kenpo. Mr. Parker spoke
right.
very, very proudly, and Mr. Trejo as well, many times, of their trips down there. I will wrap it with this thought. On behalf of the Kenpo Karate Hall of Fame, congratulations, Senior Professor.
Thank you, sir.
I really, really mean that. You are an amazing individual. We look forward to seeing you in Las Vegas. And I will say this, Jose, salute.
Thank you very much, sir, for your invitation and your congratulations.